Hey, Spuddies, potatoMcWhiskey here, and welcome to Let's Play Civilization 6 as the Khmer. Deity difficulty 1, city-state, 2, disaster intensity, wetlands map, abundant resources, legendary start location, wet rainfall, barbarian clans, heroes and legends, monopolies and corporations, and secret societies. Game seed, map seed, let's go. Oh my sweet Jesus Christ. What is the start location? Holy shit. Where do I even put my districts with all these resources? First things first, which direction do we scout with our warrior? Let's have a look, right? Are we near the top of the map? Yes, we are. We can see the edge of the map over here, which means we are to the north, which means tundra is likely to be to our north. However, moving my warrior to the north will reveal the most information out of any of the moves I can do. We do have a river here. If I settle, this is making my life a little bit harder. If I settle in place, I will only be able to get one city on this river, and rivers are important for me as the Khmer. And I do not know if there's another river to the north. However, I do want to settle another city to the north, and the closest I could settle it would be on this tile right here, if I were to settle in place. And then could potentially put an aqueduct here and maybe a holy site on that river. But let me talk a bit about why I'm talking about that. It's because we are playing the Khmer today. Now, Khmer got a bit of a rework in the not too distant past. Their ability Monastery of the King now gives their holy sites major adjacency from rivers and a culture bomb, and they get food equal to the adjacency bonus and +2 housing if they're on a river. So to put that in perspective, that's a lot of shit, okay? That's a lot. You get at least +2 faith and +2 food if it's on a river, and +2 housing. If you combine that with the River Goddess Pantheon, that's +4 food, +2 amenities, it's disgusting. This is a very tall civ. We're going to want to have a lot of farms, a lot of districts, a lot of stuff like that. They also get Grand Barrays, which gives cities with an aqueduct +1 amenity. So it's essentially like the Roman bath in a lot of ways. But they also get +1 faith for every population in a city with an aqueduct. This is a really great way that Khmer can scale their faith gain by growing populations. So food becomes faith for them. And farms give you +2 food if they're adjacent to an aqueduct, which means we don't have to rely on farm triangles quite as much as the Khmer. But if we can get at least 2 farms down in each city, that's a lot of food. It's a lot of food. The other ability they have now is the Prasat has been changed. It's +6 faith. It replaces the temple. You need it for all the regular things. It gives you 0.5 culture for every population in the city, and once you have flight, you get 10 tourism if the city is 10 population or higher, or 20 tourism if the city is 20 population or higher. And because we're playing on the heroes mode, it makes heroes 15% cheaper. This is an amazing set of abilities because it gives the civilization an ability to kind of skip theater squares for their culture gain, and then rely on other ways of getting their tourism. Because, like, if you think about it, a theater, you could still go for theater squares, but you aren't penalized culturally in the early game. And then you can use other ways to acquire great works to fill them up rather than rushing out your theater squares. Because if you think of an amphitheater, it gives you 2 culture. If you rush out the Prasat as Khmer, if you have 4 population, you get as much culture as you would from an amphitheater. So you can kind of delay your amphitheaters and focus on other ways of getting tourism in the early game. Like, for example, building wonders, building up your commercial hubs, building up your industrial zones, your campuses, because a lot of those great people in the late game will give you tourism. Some of the very, very late game guys will give you tourism. So yeah, this is a really, really unique and powerful civilization. Now, the other amazingly unique thing about this civ is the Domri. The Domri is disgusting. I actually did a secret live stream on Twitch early in July, and I played a game as the Khmer, and let me tell you, the Domri is disgusting. You can upgrade into the Domri from catapults now. It can move and shoot. It has an absurdly high combat strength. And yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's like having a crossbowman that doesn't take any damage penalties against cities. It's just an insane unit. I was able to conquer like 2 different players with it. Right, let's have a look at this starting location. Now, if I settle in place, I think a very natural and obvious move for me is if I settle in place, well, I'm trying to parse how I position my districts in this location. I want to preserve as many of these farm resources as possible. I am going to want a dam on this river, and since there's going to be at least 2 aqueducts, there will be an industrial zone in this area. Let's just start pinning our potential ideas here. So the dam could go pretty much anywhere here. If I was going to get rid of a resource, let's have a little think about that. I need to get a holy site. I need to get a holy site. Well, here's an interesting spot. This could actually be where I put the aqueduct right there. Now, if I put the aqueduct right there, that means both of these farms right here will get +2 food. And then all I need is one more farm right there, and I've got myself a farm triangle. And that will actually give this capital city right here a ton of food. So that's an option. I kind of like this option. I'm going to build my strategy around that. So maybe I could do a holy site right there. That would be a +4 holy site. And then I place myself a dam. Why is that +4? Oh, the woods. Yeah, maybe I'll keep those woods. Yeah, maybe I'll keep the woods. I like that. And then the dam would maybe go on that wheat tile. Yeah, if the dam can go on that tile, then maybe the industrial zone goes here. It's not a very good industrial zone until I get an extra lumber bale beside it. Or we just straight up move this aqueduct to here. Boosh. We place an industrial zone there. How do I get another holy site on this river though for this city? That is the thing holding me back here. So I think that has to be the holy site right there. And then this has to be the aqueduct. And then placing the industrial zone on this river doesn't give me any advantages. So I just move it off the river. I want a dam for this river to prevent flooding problems. That's why I want that dam. I feel like replacing this maze with a commercial hub is reasonable. We have a set of 4 farms over here, which will be boosted, and another 3 over here. So that's enough farms. You don't need that many. A good few is okay. Do I want to do any preserve stuff in this area? I'm not seeing really high appeal that would justify it. We're going to be able to build a lot of districts as Khmer. So these are really just my early game districts. And I think this is a pretty reasonable plan to get started with. So let's hide the pins and immediately settle in place. Boosh. If you're curious about the UI mods that I'm using, you can go ahead and check the link in the description of my videos, and you will get a link to a mod pack that you can subscribe to all the individual mods if you wish. We are going to have to research pottery before we research astrology in order to place our holy site. That's because the place where we want to put our holy site is on a wheat resource, and you need pottery to be able to harvest that. There are a few opening options here in terms of moves I can go for. I don't really have very good tiles to improve with a builder. So a builder early here does not do a lot for me. A scout could be useful to find tribal villages. The city will be growing in 8 turns, which is about when I'd like to start thinking about another settler. I may go double scout as my opener here, or maybe scout slinger as a slightly less greedy opener. Scout slinger settler holy site I think is a pretty reasonable setup here. So we'll start with a scout. We have found the tundra and another river, which could change how we set this up, because now this holy site doesn't have to go here, and we can actually put the aqueduct on this floodplain and get maximum food out of these farm resources, and instead put my holy site up here next to a mountain, slightly better adjacency. I just need one more district in here to boost this up. Instead of going for a commercial hub in this city, I could instead go for a harbor here. Gives me coastal options, boosts up these pearls, gives me more tiles to work in the city that aren't land. I think I prefer this. I need to start thinking about my government plaza and my holy sites, actually. So maybe I do this instead. You will be my holy site, you will be my aqueduct, and you will be my government plaza, boosting all of these. Perhaps. Now it feels like this dam doesn't belong here. I don't want to just accept the flooding river for the whole game, because it can be really, really bad if it floods at like the wrong moment. I do think the government plaza on this tile is fine though. I think that's totally fine. And then we'll maybe surround this thing with districts later. Alright, Skadoosh Tribal Village. And we found the Void Singers right away. So that makes a monument early pretty valuable. I don't know if I'm going to pick these guys up immediately. I'll have a little bit of a think. I do want the Void Singers for sure this game. They work really, really well with the Khmer. But I'm not sure if I need to pick them up immediately. Now, we are playing with the Heroes and Legends mode, so a monument actually has a ton of value. If I were to take the Void Singers, I could get really fast Pantheon. It's very greedy. It's a very, very, very greedy thing. We did get +1 pop in my capital now, which is very nice. I could make a very greedy play here and go for the monument. I don't think it's worth it to do that unless I find a hero. Unless I find a hero that makes that worth doing. So I think I will grab the slinger here and then go for the settler and follow the original plan. Even though I could theoretically start the settler now, that slinger is pretty important. So far it's looking like we have actually pretty decent land availability. and we're in a pretty reasonably isolated area, which is a bit of a double-edged sword because the Khmer are actually really good at going to war early with the Domri, but it's also quite good in that we can be a little bit greedier and we're not going to be bothered by the AI. Do I pick this up with... Yeah, I think I picked this up with the Scout for the experience boost. Let's use the Slinger to clear up here. Ooh, is that a natural wonder? This might change my early game settling priorities. Let me have a look. Yosemite is always a sunrise. 1 gold, 1 food, and 1 science to adjacent tiles. This is very poggers, dude. We are for sure going to be settling this, possibly even as my second city. Boosh picked up the tribal village, got the experience, 40 gold. Could potentially buy tiles. Is there a tile better than a 2 food, 1 production tile in my capital? There's a 4 production, 1 food tile over here. Holy Jesus balls. Get that tile immediately. That is disgusting. That is disgusting. This is almost a perfect tile. If it was a grassland hill deer tile, it would be actually perfect. 2 food, 3 production. It's the best tile you can find. Ooh, we found a Nancy and we got a relic. I feel like we have to go reliquaries this game. Yeah, we just have to. We just have to go reliquaries. And if we're going reliquaries, we're going Void Singer. Boosh. Done. It's done. Decision made. We're going reliquaries, we're going Void Singer, and we're going to be getting some heroes. Skidoodle, skidoodle. All right. I would hope for a river up here. I mean, I know I've got like one of the best early game natural wonders available. And I'm like, I wish I had a river. It's like, is this not good enough for you, Potato? What else do you want? We're getting faith from that relic, so I think urban planning is fine here. We haven't found any barbs, but I do like to be prepared for them, so I will plug in discipline. Speaking of being prepared for barbs, there are some barbs here. Now, it is an open question. Do I want this to be a city-state? I would essentially lose 2, maybe 3 to 4 of my really good Yosemite tiles. This is a galley barb camp, which is honestly the worst kind. I'll probably clear this. I'll clear it for the era score. That's what I'll do. I'll start making my warrior make his way up there too. So I think in terms of opening moves, I'm going to be splitting my culture between foreign trade and craftsmanship. I don't think I know enough about this area to settle a city up there yet. There's no fresh water, so I can't take advantage of my holy site stuff. There's nowhere to aqueduct to. I don't think you can aqueduct to these. So that might be like a 3rd or 4th city, because I'd like to be able to get my 2nd city in a position where I can get a holy site and an aqueduct. I could also forward settle my own peninsula down here. All right, we're being attacked. Great. By the way, the easiest way to clear a barb camp with a slinger is just to find a defensive tile to stand on in range of it to bait the slinger, to bait the spearman out. He'll come fight you. You'll get the first hit. He'll attack you. Then you'll attack him. You'll promote. He'll probably run back to his barb camp, and then you can step up, promote, kill him, all that sort of stuff. It's actually quite simple. And since this barb camp appeared down here, I am going to save up and hire a warrior from it if I can. And I'll actually use this scout to assist in the killing. Step forward. Promote with volley, kill, step, kill. So this is the moment of truth. Where do I send my settler? This first settler is going to dictate a lot of how the early game is going to play out for me. I definitely want 2 cities on this river, and I definitely want 2 cities in this river area. And the only way to get 2 cities on this river area is to settle here, 1, 2, 3, which leaves one of these 2 tiles open. So I have to, well, I guess theoretically I could settle off of river, but the city would be kind of dog shit until it gets its monument. So maybe city on river coast. That's 2 cities here. That would leave a city, a regular coastal city out here, which isn't amazing. The only way to get 2 cities on this river is to settle a city on this tile, which again isn't amazing, but it's okay. 1, 2, 3. That leaves these 3 tiles open. 1, 2, 3. That leaves just this tile open. So you can see when you start making decisions about how you want to settle your land, how your cities are going to be laid out, it kind of like sorts itself out once you make a decision. Like, I want to get as many cities on rivers as possible, so therefore, things will sort themselves out. Because once you place the first 2 pins on a river, that might dictate how you place the rest. And so, for example, while the city isn't on a river, it doesn't have to be right on a river. I can actually just be coastal. So I could shimmy this city. I can't shimmy you. I could shimmy you. 1, 2, 3. No, I can't shimmy you to be on river with an aqueduct. They just need to be able to get an aqueduct. That's the thing. And then that leaves me with maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 non-river cities that I can fill in later. But I know these are my priorities. This city in here is going to have pretty terrible production. And it will be out of range of this industrial zone. So I think if I was going to build this city, I would want its industrial zone to reach and hit these 2 cities. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's the tile right there. If I'm going to be building 1 or 2 industrial zones this game in order to get some of the late game great engineers that give tourism, it would be good to make sure I'm hitting as many of my cities as possible with them to maximize the amount of value I get. And then naturally that kind of dictates where all my other stuff is going to go, like my dam, like my aqueduct. Why is this dam telling me that it can't be built here? No, I'm just going to assume that that is a like little UI bug, because this should be buildable here. It touches 2 sides of the river and it's on a floodplain. Looks like we're going to be relying heavily on harbors this game in order to get our trade routes. And we do want some trade routes in a tourism game, because you want to be able to trade with all the AIs to get the tourism bonus from trading. So there will be a harbor in this city. I think the holy site, if we want to put farms adjacent to our aqueducts, we want to do something like this in an ideal scenario. And then we also want our holy site on the river. So I think we put the holy site there. And then we do something similar with this city. We put an aqueduct there and the holy site there. This gets these farms to be really, really high yield. And then we can maybe sneak a district in here. Like, for example, a diplomatic quarter maybe. Maybe a harbor over there and a harbor right there. These cities are going to have pretty bad production. But maybe if we can get work ethic on our holy sites, that would make up for the fact that a lot of these cities are going to have bad production. Because that's like 6 to 8 production from each of these holy sites. 6 to 10 production on some of these. So this is the planned empire over here. Diplo quarter, very nice. Now I need to also plan this one out. Now I'm trying to think, which is my best city? I don't have enough information over here to plan my 2 cities that I plan up here. So I think I will just go ahead and settle this. This is not a very good city. It does not have a lot of good land. This is actually an absolute banger of a city. It has a 2 food, 3 production tile. It has tons of resources. It's in a place where it can do like incredible stuff with aqueducts and holy sites like this. What if I move the city center onto the wine? I lose an incredible tile, but I could then move this city down to here. This shifts the city's positioning without really changing the city too much. I mean, I give up a really, really good tile. It makes the city significantly worse in the early game, but it slightly improves the positioning of this city on my coastline. And then that also gives me options to change how I position this city. Well, not really. These cities over here are kind of constrained. I can't really move them. I'm starting to get a plan. Ideally, I'd like to be building commercial hubs if I could, rather than harbors. But the problem is I'm just always coastal, which means harbors. I could probably go for a commercial hub in my capital. It doesn't matter exactly where. It just needs to be somewhere. Although maybe not in my capital, because enemies can spy steal. Yeah, I think the old configuration I had was actually better, where the cities went where they like this. 2 holy sites, maybe. There is another river tile over here. 1, 2, 3. You could reach it eventually. You'd have to do some cooperative tile purchasing, and you want to get your holy sites down early. There's a stone there that we could harvest. That would mean a couple farms on these river tiles. Maybe we skip harbor on this inland city and go commercial hub instead. Yeah. Seems like a reasonable setup. And then we can do other districts later. I'm basically just trying to plan my holy site and my trading district. Once I have those 2 planned, I don't really mind, because those are going to be the 2 things that I'm going to be prioritizing in a lot of these cities. I know. I've recorded 30 minutes of video and I still haven't taken my first turn. I'm trying to think, what is the best city to settle immediately? So I could get this city over here down in like 3 turns. This city here would take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 turns, but its tiles are so much better. It's got this wine tile. It's got this 2 food, 1 food, 3. Yeah, I think I settled this one first. I think we will put 1 turn into an old god obelisk, and then we immediately get started on a holy site. So I know that was a long turn. That involved a lot of thinking and talking. I'm going to pick up mining, because it's always nice to have the option to chop things. One thing is I can't actually clear this barb camp. I can't clear this barb camp until the city is settled. We have our pantheon, perfect. I absolutely go river goddess every time this game, because I'm planning all of my holy sites on rivers. And in fact, cities that aren't on rivers might not even get holy sites. That's just how big of a difference they make. Let's go ahead and disperse this clan. Boosh. We discover the Sanguine Pact. We pick up a couple of boosts. Very nice. All I'm praying now is that the RNG AI does not decide to attack my settler. Usually if the barb camp is still active, they won't attack your settler. So the second I pillage this, though, they will start attacking. What I'm going to do is get this scout in defensive terrain and let their scout attack me a turn, maybe. If he crosses the river, I can still get in position if I clear this. So I'll wait 1 turn. I think my slinger is dead, unless I can get away from that quadrireme. Settlers in position. We disperse the clan. You fortify. Oh fuck! I forgot to build my holy site. Ah shit. Well, it's only a slight delay, and we do pick up some culture out of it. Culture and faith, which is theoretically like getting a boost to your great people points. I'm kind of okay with what happened there. I'm kind of okay with forgetting that. The value of an old god obelisk is disgusting. All right, let's settle our second city. Boosh. We got Angkor Wat over here. How could we not build the Angkor Wat in Angkor Wat though? Maybe. I feel like I've got to kind of go for that meme. No, I'll consider that. In this city, I could theoretically go straight for the holy site or get an old god obelisk to get a hero. I think I go straight for the holy site this game and just bank on getting a really fast religion, getting work ethic, and powering off of that with these 2 cities. Scout attacked me. I get to level up my scout. I'm gonna take hill movement. I feel like the scout, hill, and forest promotions should give them a combat strength bonus in that terrain. That's my take. Like an extra one, like just a +2. So if they're in a forest, on the defense they get +5, and on the attack they get +2. I'd like to see those scouts get some changes. I think what I'd like to do really, really long term with Civ is with Civ 6 is really get into multiplayer, get into even better single player gameplay than I do right now. Like get better at the game. Where do I go technologically? I feel like early strategic resources are powerful. None of my districts are really the danger is, well, none of my districts are really planned on flat land. Bare flat land is usually the only district I think that can get screwed here are my diplomatic quarter and my industrial quarter here. Other than that, it's looking like it's pretty safe to research animal husbandry here. Yeah, but I'd like to get like really super duper good at the game, and then sort of develop a really cool mod pack. Not a balance pack. I think the game is like, I think balance packs are cool, but I think it would be really cool to just make a thematic pack, right? Like the game feels a little bit more like a grand strategy game. It has like emergence and stuff like that. I think that would be really cool. We have our holy site, which means we are now generating great people points. There are no religions gone. There should be 5 to 6 religions in this game. I feel like the rate that religions go in this game is very quick. Now, I think since I'm building a second holy site, getting the shrine here is okay. And that's because normally I wouldn't be able to rely on my passive income of things. So I wouldn't be able to rely on the passive income of great people in order to get a great profit here. But only 2 people have started earning a great profit. So I feel like if I go shrine into holy site prayers, I'll be fine. I'll be totally fine. I may not get first religion. I may get third religion, which might restrict the pool of available things, but it should be fine. Actually, one thing I haven't been checking is there like a really, I could do some I could actually do some grove based stuff up here with the preserve, maybe 2 preserve cities. I could do national park stuff up here because I don't really have I guess I do have okay holy site tiles. Theoretically, I have at least 2 good holy sites. They're not on rivers, so they miss out on stuff like that. Well, I think actually the food from adjacency is just a Jayavarman thing. I miss out on the housing and the amenities, but they're still good. So I'll have to make a decision if I want to do preserve stuff or if I want to do holy site stuff up there. I think both are totally valid options. Etamanki and Great Bath have been built. Those 2 wonders are now gone. I got myself another scout. I love being able to hide the pins. It's really nice because it lets me just like plan my empire as much as I want and then be able to just, not deal with the consequences of having my screen filled with all these numbers and pins. Finding a lot of tribal villages down here to the south. I'm not complaining. Okay, does this change my harbor placement here? It kind of does. What's that? That's like a +5 harbor there? Do I want to get a +5 harbor in exchange for losing an adjacency on my holy site? I think not, if we're going to get work ethic. I'll put a pin here to remind myself that this is the one I want to go for if I go for not work ethic. I think I'm on an island. Oh, but that's unfortunate. I was kind of hoping to be able to use my Domri for early war. I was hoping to use heroes and Domris early war to Shrek someone, and it looks like the game is not going to give me that option. Well, that's a little bit of a it's like a mild disappointment. But on the other hand, I'm totally safe, and it's going to be like an amazingly fun game to play. So we just got horses, and we can indeed confirm that my horses were screwed, and there's horses over here. Does horses being over here change the no, it doesn't change the positioning of my industrial zone. There are horses here, which doesn't ruin anything. Let's have a little bit of a search for these horses. So horses spawned in a variety of locations. Nothing that really kills my means. It kills this industrial zone, which means I'll have to replan this city slightly. So how is that going to affect how I plan my city? I mean, maybe it's just as simple as... I really like this block of farms here, is the problem. Do I instead just put the industrial zone on this river tile and move my government plaza to a different set of cities? Yeah, I like that. That works. If I move this holy site over here, put my government plaza in Angkor Wat instead. Angkor Wat can do it. It's got the production. Got these two tiles. It's got horses. That's good enough to build the government plaza as its second specialty. It adds adjacency over here. Yeah, I think this is pretty reasonable. Yeah, so that changes my plans, but it doesn't torpedo them completely. I am going to avoid researching bronze working if I can, and just try to research texts that I have boosted. We're going to have a pretty low early game science, and I think now is the time that I switch away from finishing mysticism and start working on maybe craftsmanship, state workforce. Do I want to let a city-state develop here? I don't think so. If it was on this tile, it would be a yes, but because it's here, it's a no. Yeah, I think we want to get our governor titles, and I want to start settling soon after I get my religion. We've completed the shrine in the capital. We're going to start doing holy site prayers. We are earning. First religion is gone. Feed the world and meeting houses. Ugh, these are the ones I wanted. I love feed the world and meeting houses, but they're gone, so we're gonna have to play a different strategy. The AI just loves feed the world, dude. It's really, really hard to get it off them, but it could be really, really fun to use. I don't know, we might go like work ethic stupids or something. Work ethic stupids is just really, really good as the Khmer, because you already get tons of food. So if you just pick up a little bit of extra production and from your holy sites, you do really, really well. All right, second holy site completed. Now this holy site will not be able to complete a shrine before my holy site prayers are done. So I could do one holy site prayer in here, but I think I go for the old god obelisk so I can recruit a hero in this city rather than recruit it in my capital, because this city will have a lot less production than my capital. And every time you recruit a hero, the price of heroes goes up. So I'd rather get one in my second city than my first city. And ideally, actually, I would rather get one in my first, second and or my second and third city before I go for one in my capital city. That would be like the ideal, but you know, the way the game might work out, I don't think that can always be the route that you take. I will kill this barb camp, and holy site prayers completed in Angkor Thom. Another religion went. Choral music, that one's really, really good. That one's really, really good. And Watts. These are the ones that I like. Actually, let me know in your games, because it feels like every time I play Civ, these two religions, Feed the World and Meeting Houses, and then Choral Music and Watts, they are the first two religions to go every single time. Every single game. We will get third religion, which means we do get work ethic. The AI doesn't typically go for work ethic. I know it just doesn't seem to value them very highly. So let's clean this up. I'll step in with my scout and I will destroy the outpost for XP. I think there might be another barb camp up here to the north. I will have a little bit of a look, because that scout scouted me and then didn't immediately try to throw himself into my city, which typically signals that that there's an active scout or barb camp up here, which I think I'm okay with if there is. I'm kind of okay with it. We have sailing now, so improving these fish tiles is something worth considering. I'm going to get my religion, 5.7 great profit points per turn. I'm getting 3 per turn, so it's not worth it to run another holy site prayer. But if I don't run another holy site prayer, I could lose out my religion. Like I could lose out, because I'm getting 3 points per turn. I need 12 more. That's 4 turns away. They're getting in 7. If they do a single holy site prayer, they beat me to next religion and could steal work ethic from me. So I think I sack 3 turns of production on a settler. Man, but those 3 turns could do so much for me. I could get a trader, I could get a warrior, a slinger, I could get most of a granary, I could do a heroic tale. These 3 turns, do I take the chance that I lose my religion? The exact religion I want for a stronger game. You know what? I'm feeling like I'm a high roller today. Alright? So I think it's between heroic tales and trader. Alright, listen, I know my last game where I did this didn't go very well, but we're going to do 1 heroic tale, okay? We're just going to do 1, alright? I promise you, look, listen, it's just 1 heroic tale, okay? What could go wrong, alright? What could go wrong? You pull that lever once, okay? You get that hit of dopamine. The rush of heroic juice to the head. Nothing could go wrong, okay? I don't have a problem, alright? I don't have a gambling problem. I have a gambling outcome problem, okay? I don't get the result I want. All right, boom. Oh, did I say I have an outcome problem? I fucking lied, dude. Oh my god. Oh yes, Hercules, thank you so much for joining me in my video game. Let's just get the... Oh, give me that Hercules. Immediately. Oh, Jesus Christ. Now, I did not get my religion. Okay? That did come at a price. Alright? Somebody else got a great person before me. Which could be real bad. That could be real bad for me. But I'm willing to accept, alright? I'm willing to accept the flaws in what I've done. Now, we are going to go for a very high faith game. So, rushing Divine Architect is actually, like, pretty good memes. Because we could have Moksha basically do a world tour. Pop them into cities. And I don't need other governors. I mean, Liang is pretty good if I get a Monumentality Golden Age. I'm too far off. I'm a little bit too far off getting a Golden Age here. So, I think we just go Moksha. And just power for Divine Architect so that we can go hard in terms of just like getting cities off the ground and purchasing districts. I'm really hoping I don't lose that scout up to the north because this would annoy me. This is the price I pay. All right, what religion went there? Okay, they didn't actually get their religion down. Oh my god, give me that great person. Immediately place my religion. Okay, we got it. We got third religion, which means we don't get screwed out of work ethic. You know what? This will be a reference to the fact you know what? I did this twice. In my stream game, I messed this up and I typed sale wrong. This religion is a reference to my character name in my D&D campaign that you can find on twitch.tv/potatoMcWhiskey every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Irish Standard Time, or like 3. What does that? Morbus, do the translation to PST and EST for my American viewers, okay? And yes, I am dabbing currently as I speak. Unironically dabbing too. Let the record show I was unironically dabbing. Oh shit! I can't get reliquaries and work ethic. Ooh. That's gonna make the decision a lot harder. Do I go reliquaries or work ethic? Reliquaries is so much tourism. Work ethic is so much production. I think. You know what? In the stream game, I went for work ethic, which means I've already done that build. Let's go for something different. I already have a relic, alright? I fucking typed it wrong again. Sail is my character's name, which means life in Irish, and because it's a pirate campaign, I'm picking the waves of... It's water, okay? Reliquaries. Decision made. We're done. Gurdwara is good. I already have so much food. I don't need the food. I don't need the food. Cross-cultural dialogue is so much science in a tall food game. It's so much. Reliquaries, I already did cross-cultural dialogue, but it's so good. It's so good. Why would I pass it up? Tithe is good. Cross-cultural dialogue. We need a way to get science. We're going to have a lot of population, which makes cross-cultural dialogue really good. Reliquaries, cross-cultural dialogue, River Goddess, let's go. Sail is the true path of salvation. Please ignore all those other ones. Boom. Religion founded. We got the thing we wanted, and now we got a relic pumping out 12 faith per turn. So I think using Moksha this game is, I think going deep in my other version, going deep. In my other version of this game I played, I kind of spread my governor titles around a bit. But I think this game I'm gonna go in the immortal words of Dig, I'm going deep. Very few people will get that reference. Okay, I need to research masonry if I want to build my government plaza. I can use Hercules to build my really fast holy sites. Yes, okay. Plan formulating. My brain is expanding. Hercules will be around for 30 turns. So there's plenty of times to get a governor plaza and some holy sites online. We're good. This little snake of a continent, I know for a fact that a literal horde of like late game units are going to come from there and just absolutely wreck me. Wait, I could have got a golden age. How do I get this golden age? I have one turn. Do I get one save scum? Do I get one save scum per run? Because if I had realized that I was 1 point away, I would have 100% have unlocked my government and built a galley. You know what? You get one scum. You get one scum per run, alright? That's how this works. The one scum. That is not actually a rule. I'm just an asshole. I can justify it to myself It's not a competitive game. I'm doing it for the viewer, okay? That's how that works. Oh, I have to remake my religion? You know what? That's too much work. I'm just going to load one turn forward. This doesn't count as a second scum. It's only one if I see a single comment. It's like, oh, you reloaded twice. It doesn't count. I will go nuclear, okay? That's right. I won't heart your comment. I won't even like it, okay? When I read my comments, I go through and I heart like 80% of them, and I like them, right? I wait an hour after video goes up, I check it again, and then the next day I go through the comments again. On every single video. You check the comments on my videos, almost every comment will be hearted. But if I see a single mention, alright? If I see a single mention of the second reload that I saved scum twice, I swear to God, I won't like a single comment on this video, alright? That's a promise. Alright, so with the knowledge of the future, we will switch in maritime industries. We will plug in colonization. We will save our policy agenda. We will build a galley. We will swap the deer tile to the city, so it builds it in 3 turns, which will perfectly hit the milestone. Holy shit, we're gonna hit it. We're gonna hit a classical era golden age. A feat that I have not done in a very long time in a game of Civ, okay? It is incredibly rare to do this. So can you blame me for what I've done? Can you blame me? You'll notice that it's 8 a.m., all right? That's because recently, I've been having pretty bad sleep. I don't know about you guys, but the later I wake up in the day, the worse I feel about myself. And I just have a really bad time. If I wake up beyond like 10 a.m., 11 a.m., I feel like shit. I feel terrible, okay? It makes my life worse. Now, if I wake up 7 a.m., 8 a.m., I feel amazing. It's like the sun shines out my asshole, dude. It's incredible. Don't look directly at it though. That's like, you don't want to like lose an eye. But the inverse is also true. If I wake up too early, I feel garbage. I feel awful. If I wake up at like 3 a.m., that's no bueno. That's no good. Get that shit out of here. Now we're gonna have like a disgusting amount of use for faith once we go into this next era. So it's just gotta be shrine. Yeah, it's a shrine all the way. Dude, I'm so pogged out. I'm pogged out for this next era, dude. It's gonna be so good. The world has entered the classical era. We are gonna pick up monumentality. Morbus, I swear to fucking God, if you put that text on the screen again, it's like we always pick monumentality, but I don't understand why. I'm gonna explain it right now. Here's why we're picking monumentality. Monumentality gives you an incredibly unique ability. It allows you to purchase builders and settlers with faith. Now, normally, you can't do that. You got to use gold. You got no use for your faith in the early game. What are you going to do? Spread your religion? Like, pff, disgusting. What a waste of your faith. Chads know inherently, deep within themselves, that you pick monumentality every fucking time. Because it allows you to convert your faith into new cities and new builders, and you can move your builders around really fast because you get +2 movement. It's so easy to improve your land. And, ding, 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 did you say you could buy your builders with faith and your settlers with faith? Not only that, they're 30% cheaper. It's literally, this is like hacking. If I was playing a video game and this is like having a hero that one-shots people in League of Legends, okay? You walk to lane and you're like, all right, sweet dude, I'm ready to last hit. And then like Draven pops out of the bush and is like chunk, 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 and you're dead. That's what having monumentality feels like, okay? If you're the Draven player, because you can just shit on everyone. Look at that. Look at this. 200 faith for a settler. To put that in perspective, it's 150 faith for a missionary, okay? What does a missionary do? He spreads your religion. Whoop-de-doo. Whoop-de-doo. We are going to start purchasing settlers. And you know what? With all of this knowledge of how insane this game is going to be, I'm going to leave you guys there. I love you all very much. Catch the next episode. Watch how quickly I fill this continent with my settlers. I love you all very much, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.